Doom the Dark Ages. Yeah, it's got players. It's got players, and it is so very, very okay. It's very okay.
You didn't even introduce Doom. It's fucking Doom.
And I say to you, my brothers and sisters, hell is a deep, dark, foul-smelling prison of the damned, filled with fire and brimstone.
Doom's been a game since the fucking Stone Ages, and you could run that thing on anything. You could run that on a potato, you could run that on a human being. And Doom has got some iterations. Some of them are good, some of them are not so good.
These games are getting really realistic.
That tends to happen with things that are like 3,000 years old. Sometimes you miss, but you know, it is what it is. But I've been seeing a lot of discourse, I've been seeing a lot of conversations recently that this new Doom, the Dark Ages game, may be a miss. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people talking about Doom, the Dark Ages, and half of them are saying that it's a horrible game and that no one's playing it. And I'm seeing the other half of the argument that's calling the first half a bunch of retards. But luckily for you guys, I'm here to see if that's valid or not. So you can form your opinion on my opinion, and we're all happy. Now, this is a $70 video game. Keep that in the back of your mind as I'm doing this review. The 70 of your actual human hard-working dollars will be put into this video game for you to enjoy.
Now, Rick, why didn't you just get the Game Pass? Everyone and their mother is playing this game on the Game Pass, Rick. Why don't you just get it on the Game Pass? It's so cheap and easy, and you get thousands of video games.
Oh, well, guys, look who it is. It's the Redditor Man. How you doing, Redditor Man?
Well, how do you do?
Well, Mr. Redditor Man, I would have put it on the fucking Game Pass. But unfortunately, God doesn't fucking love me, and he won't let me get the Game Pass. I have tried literally everything to get the Game Pass. I can't even download the Xbox app on my PC. Oh, but Rick, your PC came with the fucking Xbox app. No, it fucking didn't, okay? No, it fucking didn't. For whatever reason, I did not have the Xbox app. I tried to download the Xbox app, and it refuses to fucking download. I have done everything. I've reset the caches. I've reset the store. I've reset everything. I've ripped the fucking CPU out of my PC. I've ripped the game. I've pissed all over my GPU, and none of it works. Nothing works. I don't understand why God himself looks down on me and puts his massive index finger into my colon and is like, no, you specifically cannot have nice things in this fucking life like the Game Pass. So no, I didn't have access to the Game Pass, unfortunately. So I had to buy it full price, which honestly fuels the energy and soul of this review, because I am the working class content creator and I'm looking out for you. If I had to pay $70, I want you to know if it's worth $70 or not. All right, then let's start the game. What the actual fuck am I looking at right now? All right, that was kind of weird, but whatever. All right, let's do this thing. I've been waiting here for 10 minutes. Why isn't this thing loading? Do we have to turn it off and back on again? Oh shit, yeah, I do. What the fuck? Alright, so the story of this game... Okay, listen, dog, let's be honest. Who gives a shit about what the fucking story is? Alright, you're here to kill demons. Alright, fine, I'll give you a quick rundown. Basically, you're the Doom Slayer. I guess he just became the Doom Slayer because he's still under the control of the Makers. And then you gotta stop Lord Evil from getting the fucking thing. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole plot of the game. You gotta kill everything that's ever been born. There's like an evil council and that they gotta report to, and yeah. Okay, alright, let's get to killing. Where's the game? Let's do the game now. Okay, pretty dark, pretty moody. I like what's going on here, and oh my god. I could walk right up to this thing, go outside, take a full walk around my entire neighborhood, come back, and that projectile will still be coming at me. This is so slow. Now, I've heard a lot of complaints saying that the game has slowed down. I'd say that's half correct. The projectiles very clearly have slowed down considerably, especially compared to the last two games. But saying that the entire game has slowed down is just not true. It's actually kind of sped up in a weird way. There's no glory kills, which I have a pretty big problem with. Glory kills were a fun mechanic in the past two games. They were nice and cinematic, they were nice and brutal, they were fucking violent, dude. It made you feel powerful, they were dope. Alright, they were so cool, and doing them gives you health drops and other useful supplies to help you keep on killing. Having them removed from the game is a little disappointing, but it does speed up combat considerably, and the game also has a sprint function, which further speeds up the gameplay and the shooting. So saying that the game has slowed down just isn't exactly true. Saying that there are no glory kills also isn't exactly true. Because there are glory kills, you just gotta jump on an enemy and then hit E. Hitting E regularly will just hit them, like it'll just punch them and they'll go flying, which is disappointing. But if you jump and hit E, then there is a glory kill animation. So I don't understand why they couldn't just add glory kills completely. I guess it really was an effort to speed the game up. 'Tis but a scratch, good sir. They also added a melee mechanic, which there was melee in the previous 2 games, but here it's special because you can do like a combo. You can do a 3-punch combo and it'll give you a lot more health. One little caveat to that though is that there is now ammo for your fist. I could punch all day, it reminds me of home. I will say though, there is a lot of like old Doom stuff in this game that I find a little charming. Like the face at the bottom of your HUD. It looks exactly like the old Doom face at the bottom of your HUD back in the old days. That's kind of cute. It's a cute little detail. And there's also, you know, colored keys to go into certain rooms. And yes, I know that there were colored keys in the past 2 games, but again, it's still a cute detail. Pretty cool thing that you can do now, and it's not something that you can do actively, but it's just something that kind of happens. Whenever you jump from a high place and you hit the ground, there's a massive shockwave that sends enemies flying all over the place, which makes me feel so big and powerful. Another comment that I want to make about the speed in this game, you are fucking zooming around like Sonic, dude. You're going at Mach speed, just zooming around, killing literally everything. I can't even register these kills half the time. Doom 2016, I think, did a very, very good job of making you feel like big and weighty, and had power behind like your hits and power behind the guns, and it was very, very, very good. It was, I don't really know how else to explain it. It was just meaty, and I really liked that. It felt fucking powerful. Doom Eternal sped things up a little bit, but still kept the sort of meaty aspect, especially with the glory kills. I know, right, that a lot of people had their problems with Doom Eternal. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people thought that it was too fast or too floaty or whatever. I never really got that. I like Doom Eternal. Is it the best Doom game? Wouldn't say that, but it is pretty good, and I did enjoy it. And in Doom the Dark Ages, you're just zooming around all over the place. The weapons as well. The weapons pack quite a punch too, but like I said, since you're zooming around all over the place, barely have time to register anything. You just go out there and kill as fast as you can. Actually added the turret with infinite bullets that doesn't overheat with no recoil. Holy fucking shit. Fuck him up, dude! Jesus, man! 50,000 fucking demons coming at my turret, dude. I don't care, man. More! I want more! In Doom Eternal, you can also find these sort of upgrade bots scattered around the level. You just go up to them and they'll give you a specific upgrade for the weapon that you choose. An alternate version of the weapon, I guess, if you will. They kind of doubled down on that in a way in Doom the Dark Ages. Now there's like a weapon class system. So there are 2 different types of plasma gun, 2 different types of spike gun, 2 different types of shotgun. And in order to upgrade these things, you have to find various precious jewels and gemstones and offer them to Moloch in certain shrines scattered around the level. They'll give you fire damage shells or higher rate of fire or upgrades for your fist or upgrades for your saw shield, things of that nature. Speaking of the saw shield, it is very useful and, I won't lie, kind of fun. You can use the shield to block certain projectiles or even parry other types of projectiles. You can throw the shield to saw through enemies or stun heavier, stronger enemies in place. You can throw the shield at certain walls and then use it as like a grapple to get to hard to reach areas. It's very fleshed out. Just like the previous games, there are secrets and codexes scattered around the map, which encourages the player to go out and explore. As you can see in the footage, I didn't really do any exploring at all, because I couldn't be fucking bothered. The game just isn't grabbing me. I don't know what it is.
Oh, but Rick, that's actually an incredibly subjective opinion. Shouldn't you be more objective as a video game reviewer on the internet?
That's a pretty good point, Mr. Redditor. Counter-argument. Open your mouth.
What?
Open your mouth.
No, I don't want to do that.
I'm not asking
I'm actually
again.
incredibly
I'm not
uncomfortable
asking.
right now.
Right.
We don't even have your
Open
silver
your
play
mouth.
button yet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. They really should have sped up those projectiles, though. In the previous Doom games, the projectiles were pretty fast, and you had to, like, run around and avoid them, or tank them, in my case, because I have no skill, and try to survive through the level, and it was a lot of fun. Here, it's a little bit more manageable, which is a bit of a mixed bag, to be completely honest with you. But all in all, the ground combat is pretty fun. Now, there are 2 main additions to the gameplay that a lot of people were raising their eyebrows at, and that's the Titan and the Dragon. Now, the Titan is a massive mech that Doom Guy can control. And let me tell you, it is pretty basic. You do feel pretty big, and you do stomp the little enemies like scattered all around the level. And you actually can run into buildings and destroy them, which is a lot of fun, honestly. But fighting a Titan one-on-one is very, very basic. You left-click punch until a meter fills up enough times, and then you right-click, and then it does a special move, either stomping or a palm thrust. And you just do that over and over again, rinse and repeat. And if the enemy tries to hit you, you just hit spacebar, and then you dodge in a certain direction, you miss it. And dodging actually gives you a power boost to your next attack, which makes killing the enemy Titans even easier. Personally speaking, in my opinion, it seems a little boring. Yeah, the novelty of being in a massive mech and smashing things around is fun. And that's honestly the funnest part of the mech levels, is just going around destroying shit like an absolute monster. But the actual combat of the mech levels is, it's kind of lackluster, in all honesty. Having a chivalry style system where moving around in specific directions and attacking in specific directions give you different moves would be pretty cool. But it's not that. It's just punch, 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 dodge, punch, 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 dodge, and then you win over and over and over again. That's not that interesting. But is the dragon interesting? No, it isn't at all, actually. It's pretty fucking boring, actually. It is kind of the worst part. And they were hyping up this dragon, too. They were like, oh my god, guys, Doom Guy gets a dragon all to himself. And it sucks dick, you know what I'm saying? It fucking sucks dick. If you thought that the mech gameplay looked boring, then the dragon gameplay is even more boring, because you can fly around, yeah, sure, you can fly around from point A to point B, but actually fighting something, what you gotta do is you gotta lock onto it, and the game forces you into a specific position, and you sit there and you wait for the projectiles to come at you, and you dodge them in a specific direction, and dodging them gives you a boost to your weapon that'll damage the enemy more. And as you can very clearly see, you're literally just sitting there waiting for something to come at you, and then you take your turn shooting. It is so boring. And that, I wasn't thinking that at all. I wasn't thinking that the dragon gameplay would be boring. I don't know how they could mess that up. Why couldn't you make it like a fighter game? Like a jet game, you know, like flying around and shooting different enemies. Maybe like going so fast that you plow through enemies. That'd be fucking dope. But no, they just lock you into place and have you fire at turrets, which is very boring. Incredibly boring, actually. The dragon gameplay really does suck, dude. The visuals are pretty good. The past two games had very distinct visuals. Doom 2016 took place pretty much entirely on Mars, so a lot of red everywhere, a lot of dust everywhere, very, you know, Marsy. Doom Eternal took place on Earth and other various locations, and those various locations had, you know, different design. They visually look distinct. Earth was all super fucked up, Hell was even more fucked up, and the Maker Realm was all nice and clean. Doom the Dark Ages has a very medieval aesthetic. Everything's very dark, everything feels very cold, everything's made of stone and wood. It's very, very metal. To be completely honest with you, it doesn't look that graphically more intense than in Doom Eternal. It kind of looks similar to Doom Eternal. In fact, it kind of looks the exact same as Doom Eternal. And Doom Eternal came out in 2020. It was like, what, like 5-6 years ago? 5-6 years ago, and not a visual upgrade? Now, apart from the gameplay, and apart from the story, the next most iconic thing about the new Dooms is the soundtrack, composed by the now legendary Mick Gordon. His soundtrack for the first two Doom games have become iconic. Now, for those of you who may not know, Mick Gordon and id Software and Bethesda had a bit of a falling out. They had a bit of a disagreement, and Mick decided to step away from Doom. Obviously, this is a pretty major red flag for any future Doom products, and I, for one, was incredibly disappointed because I think that Mick Gordon is fucking awesome, as most of the internet does. He makes gas. He makes fucking gas, dude. He makes dope shit. So, the real question is the new soundtrack to the new Doom game up to snuff? Alright, just basic metal. Make no mistake, it is metal. It is pretty cool, but it noticeably lacks Mick Gordon's distinct like Doom sound. In the old Doom games, there's like an element of like I'm talking out of my ass completely because I don't know anything about fucking music at all. But in the first two Doom games, there was like a sort of electronic element to it. Like Mick Gordon did all sorts of crazy shit to make the soundtrack of the first two Doom games awesome. He had like chainsaws and like choirs and demonic chanting. It was awesome. It was fucking sick. And in the new Doom game, it's just metal. I mean, it's not bad metal. I can listen to it. I like metal, but it's not Mick Gordon. And because it's not Mick Gordon, the new Doom game kind of lacks that sort of punch from the first two Doom games. It's serviceable. The soundtrack is very serviceable. Now, what's undeniable is the all-time player count of the game is remarkably low, and a lot of people have a lot of different reasons on why that may be. A lot of fingers are pointing to the Game Pass, saying that a lot of people are playing it on the Game Pass and the numbers don't really reflect the true amount of players, which is a good theory. It's a good working theory, but I got another crackpot tinfoil hat theory that I want to present, and maybe you'll agree with me, or maybe I'm completely wrong and I'm completely talking out of my ass and I don't know what I'm talking about at all. Now, in my own personal experience, everything that I heard about the game before the release started getting more and more and more Reddit sounding. Okay, now what do I mean by that? First they show off the buzzsaw shield and you're like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool, that's pretty interesting. And then they're like, and then you get to pilot a sick-ass mech and fight giant demons. Okay, alright, okay. And then you get a sick-ass dragon and you can fly around and kill the demons. Okay, okay, alright, okay. And then you get to fight Cthulhu! Alright, time out. Alright, homie, you lost me, bro. You lost me. There's like an art to being cool, and I think that Doom the Dark Ages was really going a little far, which is a very stupid claim in Doom. Alright? It's supposed to be fun. But there gets to be a point where you try to make something so cool that it loops back around to being kind of dorky and kind of lame, and something that's like something that makes me roll my eyes. I'm a very jaded person, but I like to give everything a chance. And I gave Doom the Dark Ages a chance, and it was alright, but I mean, I can definitely see like a lot of people calling it very Reddit and very lame. Like, okay. I get to fight Cthulhu. Wow. Pro tip for everyone listening that wants to do anything ever. If you add Cthulhu to it at all, I'm gonna drop it. I'm sorry, but that's just like the second that you put Cthulhu in there as like a big like nail drop moment or whatever it's called, I don't know what the fuck it's called, but like the oh shit Cthulhu, like the second that you put that into anything, you make me roll my eyes right out of my fucking skull, and I'm not gonna pay attention to the thing that you want to do. Now, after everything is said and done, after I've gone over all this, is Doom Eternal worth $70? I would say no. Is it worth playing? I can say that. I can say that this game is worth playing. It's not atrocious. It's not offensive. It's not the worst game of the year. I've already covered that. But at the same time, a $70 price tag for a game that doesn't visually look any different from a game from 5 years ago takes away mechanics, kind of, from previous Doom games, and the things that they add are lackluster. I wouldn't say it's worth $70. I would say to get this game if you're a massive Doom fan, if it's on sale, or if you already have the Battle Pass. I don't want to talk about that fucking Battle Pass anymore. I swear to God, my blood pressure is spiking just thinking about that fucking Battle Pass. I would get this game if it was on sale, or if it was gifted to me. It's not a bad game. It's not an excellent game. It's not an atrocious game. If I could wrap up this whole game in one word, I'd just say, okay. Deadass homie, just get Doom when it's on sale. It's not a bad game, but $70? That's pretty much it for me, guys. I gotta go and do something. Yeah, but no. If you like this video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember to stay tuned because Ricswaza will be back soon. I'm out.